Hi everybody, hi Tabletop Baseball Plus subscribers and visitors alike. This is Tenacious Earl, one half of the duo of Earls that brings you Tabletop Baseball Plus, this channel we have here for all things that we do on the tabletop with cards and dice mostly. Sometimes you'll see an occasional video game, if you want to call it that, come across, you know, computer simulation, but usually these are on the tabletop. I have come to the conclusion here of I did a full Phillies replay. If you go back through the channel here, you'll find a lot of the games in that. 2008 Phillies, they won the World Series that year. I replayed with using the lineups of them as well as their opponents. I also simulated all of the games on Strat PC. So we've gotten to that, and I decided at the end of that, the Phillies did make the playoffs in that. I believe they were one game less than their actual pace in real life, but we got to the end of that, and I filled out a playoff grid based on the way that my results stacked up. And we've gotten through those. Now we're having to do those in a way that are a little bit more synthetic than a replay. We can't do a replay because the matchups were not the same as in real life. So by doing that, we have to use injuries that are rolled off of these cards. If you haven't been paying attention to this project, we use a game called Stratomatic. It is probably the gold standard as far as tabletop baseball games goes. You can play one of three difficulties, or whatever you want to call it, intensity of simulation. We are playing super advanced, which is there with almost every add-on. I think the only add-on we aren't really using is I think I've even used blocking the plate on occasion, but mostly what we aren't doing is the shift. That's been a new rule that's added that we haven't really incorporated, but pretty much every other rule that you've got there we're trying to use. And what we've gotten is to the World Series. This is Game 2. You may have seen that from the title. This is Dodgers at Red Sox. That's how this all played out. And so we're going to be doing Game 2, which is going to be the Dodgers at the Red Sox. What we did, unfortunately I didn't do an all-star game. I had a couple people suggest that back during the season, to maybe do an all-star game. I decided not to. Just getting through the Phillies season itself was its own endeavor. So so what I'm doing is I'm taking the real life Tampa Bay, well, not Tampa Bay, the AL won that all-star game, which was what was dictating the home field for the World Series. So Boston gets the home field, and so they won Game 1 by a score of 3-2. And now we're to Game 2. It's going to be Chad Billingsley on the mound for the Dodgers and Daisuke Matsusaka for the Red Sox. A couple of right-handers, a couple changes to both lineups, so we'll get into that in just a moment. Where have I been? Well, took a little trip this weekend, and there's going to be another trip here in the near future, which may limit some of the output here on the channel. I'm going to try to get a game in up until that point as much as I can. I'd like to try and get through this series in short order. I've talked about a U.S. Open using the Shinnecock Hills course, which we saw that over the weekend. Congratulations to Brooks Koepka for winning that back-to-back U.S. Opens. I really want to play it out on my Tenacious Golf Tour. That'll probably be next week. Unfortunately, I got both wrapped up in this and also had a couple of trips, fun trips, but still trips that have really, and other things that have sort of like sidelined my attention. But want to try to get back into, you know, pushing through, pushing on, getting these things completed. And so let's get right in here. Game 2, a little bit of a longer intro, but Game 2, 2008 Super Advanced Playoffs World Series between the Dodgers and the Red Sox. Let's see who wins Game 2. Okay, so we will try and do this with minimal interruptions. Let's take a look at the Dodgers lineup going against Daisuke Matsusaka. It will be Juan Pierre leading off, and he'll be in left field. Going to change it up a little bit, put a lefty out there against the righty. Matt Kemp will be in center, batting second. James Loney, first base. Let me turn this light on. I was going to not use it, but let's try and just turn this a little bit so that way it's a little different. James Loney at first. Manny Ramirez will be the DH tonight. Blake DeWitt, he's going to be your third baseman. Jeff Kent, second. Andre Ethier in right field. Russell Martin catching. And rounding it out will be Nomar Garciaparra, the shortstop, facing Matsusaka. Give you a peek into Matsusaka's card here against both lefties and righties, and I'll try to do the same thing for Ellsbury. Okay, and so we also need our weather effects for October in the evening. So Boston 6 October night is going to be average conditions. So for singles, it'll be a 19 and a 15. So 19 for lefties, 15 for righties. Home runs, 1 for lefties, 4 for righties. And those are D20 splits. If you've never seen Super Advanced Strat before, that is what that means. In other words, a lefty ballpark home run chance would bring up a 1. That's a 5% chance of being a home run. And, yeah, so that's that. All right, so let's get going. Juan Pierre against Matsusaka, 6'7". Batting from the left side, and Matsusaka is going to walk Pierre. Not a very good move, especially for a guy with a +3 hold. So we take the pitcher's hold and the catcher's arm, which is a 0. That means +3. In essence, when they hold a runner on, he will get a +1 advantage off of his steal rating on the good the good lead number. And so we are going to try 2 through 6, or a 9 will give him a good lead, and it's a 7, so he will not lead off in very well. So what that would do is mean he is a 1 to 14 chance right off the bat. We're going to go ahead with Matt Kemp and let him hit away. 2-4. Well, that's going to be a double play ball, so maybe should have tried the steal anyway. That's going to be a grounder to short, so 6-4-3. Cora starts the double play, and that's going to bring up James Loney with 2 outs. Another 6-7, so another walk. Loney not being held. He'll try to get a lead here with 2 outs. And a 7 will not do the job, so that brings up Manny Ramirez with 2 outs and a runner at first. 3-6, so that means a 1 to 10 single split. And it's an 8. First and second, he beats it out. And so first and second with 2 outs brings up the lefty Blake DeWitt. 2-11, fly ball to right field, and that will be caught by Drew. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left for the Dodgers, and we will go to the home half of the first. Chad Billingsley will face this lineup for the Red Sox. Ellsbury will lead off again, playing in center today. Dustin Pedroia will be the second baseman. Bat second. J.D. Drew in right. David Ortiz, the DH. Kevin Youkilis at first. Mark Kotze gets a start in left field today. Veritek is going to be the catcher. Jed Lowry at third, switch hitter, and Alex Cora, the left right-hand hitting shortstop. Facing the righty, Chad Billingsley. Right here is his card. And Ellsbury will get the first crack at him. Lefty 5-3, grounder back to Billingsley. He is a 4E14. 4 and 3 a single. It's going to be out of his reach. And then let's see, E14 and 7. And not only that, an error. So that is a double whammy for the Dodgers. 14 and 7 is an E1. So a single 1. And let's see. Does it not? All right, here we go. Batter to second base. I knew that, but I wanted to double check. So that is an E1 with a single. So Ellsbury doesn't even need to try to steal to get the second. Here's Pedroia. Potential wild pitch for Billingsley, 1-11, and it's a 6. So that means Ellsbury's at third with nobody out. Pedroia will continue his at bat. 5-7 righty, 1-12 single would score, but it's a 19. That'll be a liner to third, and that'll be an out. So can Billingsley pitch around this trouble right off the bat? JD Drew, 5-6 lefty. That's a strikeout. And now with 2 outs, David Ortiz with Ellsbury at third. Can he come up with a big hit? 4-12 lefty fly ball to right field, caught out there by Andre Ethier, and what a Houdiniac there for the Dodgers. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. And they didn't even move the infield in at all. So nothing going to the second inning. And Jeff Kent will be the leadoff hitter here. 1-3. That'll be a 1-9 ground, or 1-9 single, line out otherwise. That's a line out. Right at Alex Cora. So Andre Ethier, 3-9, strikes him out. Russell Martin, 1-7, a single. He will try to get a lead here with Matsuzaka's poor hold stat, and a 3 means he doesn't. He will hold tight with Nomar at the plate. 2 outs. 4-7 righty. Fly ball to right, caught by Drew, and that will end their half of the second inning. We'll go to the bottom. No score. Both pitchers have had troubles, and both of them have escaped so far. Euclid. Righty 5-4, grounder to third. DeWitt 3-20. That means he will get to it. E16, he will make the play. Well, let me see, that's 9-11. Let's check and be sure. E16 and 11, he does make the play. So, 1 out. Mark Kotze, 5-8 lefty, strikes him out. Second strikeout for Billingsley. And Veritek, 4-8, batting from the left. That's a grounder to second, and that will be fielded by Kent and thrown to first, and the side is retired. So we'll go to the third. Still nothing on the board. Top of the order for the Dodgers. Juan Pierre, 6'2", lefty, strikes him out. Kemp grounded into a double play his first time up, and that's the same roll. 6'3". That'll be the second out. James Loney, 4'5", lefty, strikes him out. Third strikeout for Matsuzaka. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left. Jed Lowry, Cora, and then Ellsbury 4-5, batting from the left. Grounder to the shortstop. Garcia Parra a 4. Now it's leaning. I'm going to not take it for granted there. That's an 8. Look like a 7 you are. Let's see, 4 and 8. Either one of those would have been a grounder that he gets to. And now a 13 on an E24 is going to be a play made for the out. Cora, 1-8 grounder to shortstop, another play for Garcia Parra. And now Ellsbury, 5-5 lefty fly ball to left, caught by Juan Pierre in there for Manny, who is DHing tonight. So through 3, no score. So to the top of the 4th, and it will be the aforementioned Manny Ramirez, first to go. 111, a ballpark home run for a righty, 1-4 chance, and it's 11. That will be caught. That 4 popped up there for a second, but with the green monster, there's no way that that ballpark home run has a chance of being caught for a rob. So that will be caught in left for the first out. Blake DeWitt, lefty 4-7, another walk. That's the 3rd one surrendered by Matsusaka. And now Jeff Kent. Let's see, DeWitt, let's take a look at his... I'm going to try to see if he can get a lead. It's pretty unlucky. Oh, almost. Pretty unlikely, but almost gets a 2. Needed a 2, and then it would have been almost a certainty he would have gone. So Kent... 2-6, 1-7, a home run would open the scoring here. Otherwise, a double, and they'd have to think about whether to send DeWitt or not. And it's a 15, so that will be a double. DeWitt will hold. So 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. Sac fly would do the job here for Ethier. 1-9, that's a grounder to 2nd. They're playing with the infield back here. They want the 2nd out. Both runners will advance. And that comes in an RBI for Ethier, 1-0 Dodgers. If anything, I would have played corners in if I was going to try and cut off a run, and that still wouldn't have affected it here. So Russell Martin with 2 outs. Runner at 3rd, 2-9, grounder to short. That will retire the side, but the Dodgers do get on the board. The 1-out walk followed by a double comes back to hurt Matsusaka. We'll go to the bottom of the inning with a 1-0 lead for the visitors. Pedroia, 110. That'll be a single to lead off. So now J.D. Drew, Pedroia, Speedy. Billingsley and Martin do an adequate job of holding, but with Pedroia's speed number, if he gets a good lead, they are going to try. He needs a 5, and he gets it. So 19 makes a 1-15 chance when you subtract 2 for being held and 2 for the hold/arm, and he makes it. So stolen base for Pedroia. So Drew comes up with a runner in scoring position and a potential balk for Billingsley, but he doesn't have a balk rating, so we roll. 3-5, 1-3 would be a double, and that would score. 19, fly ball to center field, caught, 1 out. And I don't think on a B, I think the only one you can do is from right field. I don't think you can try from center. Anything that would happen would have to be an A. So that's 1 out, and Pedroia stays at second base, so that's going to bring up Ortiz. I'd like to get this game tied up here if they could. 4-7 lefty a walk. sets up the double play. Euclid. Pedroia not so good at taking third, so 1-9 strikes out. And so it's going to have to take a single here from Kotsay to get this run home. 2 outs. Lefty 5-10. Ballpark single. 1-19 for a lefty. This would not score the run, but it will load the bases. And it's going to bring up Veritek, who has been dangerous all series long. All playoffs long, in fact. So bases loaded, 2 outs. 1-11 against a righty. Fly ball to right field underneath the ether. He catches the ball, and that retires the side. So we're through 4 here at Fenway, and the score is 1-0 LA, looking to tie this series at 1. So a low-scoring affair so far. Took a little break for Din Din, and we will get back at the bottom of the order facing Matsusaka. It'll be Nomar to start. Righty 4-7 fly ball to right field, caught by Drew, and with 1 out, Juan Pierre, top of the order, 2-3, and that's going to be a tall pop up behind the plate. Underneath it, Veritek squeezes it for the out. And now Matt Kemp, righty 4-6, struck him out, and that finishes the top of the 5th. Matsusaka is a 5th inning starter, but because he, as far as weakness goes, Billingsley 6. But seeing that they both are... Well, seeing that Matsusaka had a good 5th, he will keep going into the 6th. So here's Lowry to lead off against Billingsley, 6-8, batting from the left side, a single. Alex Cora up. They're not holding Lowry, so he will swing away. 6-10 lefty, fly ball to center field X. Center fielder Matt Kemp 3. And 12 will be underneath it for sure. 3 and 12, that'll be F2, so no advance. Question is, error? No error. E3 and a 7 is going to be an out, and Lowry heads back to the base. So Ellsbury, 1 out. 5-8 lefty strikes out, and with 2 outs, Lowry needs a 2 to get a lead. He will try. Gets 6, so no lead there. Not being held, and just not good opportunity there for any steal with this battery. So Pedroia, 5-9 righty, and that's a strikeout to end the inning. So still 1-0 Dodgers. And it'll be Loney. Matsusaka retired 5 in a row, and Loney will be first to go here for 9 lefty, 1-3 homer, 4-20 double. So a double to lead off for Loney, and the Red Sox will get action going in their bullpen. It will be Manny Del Carmen and Javi Lopez. So Manny Ramirez at the plate with a runner at second. Nobody out. 2-12. That's a liner right to third, and he snaps it off a throw, and cutting in behind Loney is Pedroia, and that will be a 5-4 double play. And that's 2 big outs. Erases the runners, or the runner, So now with 2 outs, it'll be Blake DeWitt, 2-6, grounded to first, and Euclid makes the play. So that was a big turn of events, a double and then a liner that catches Loney napping. He thought it was through, and a diving play made by Lowry prevents damage. And so we will go to the bottom of the 6th inning. And I'm just looking at my notes, and the only adjustment is with 2 outs, with 2 guys on, you could get a triple play. But okay, so Drew up against Billingsley, 3-6, 1-2 triple, 3-20 double. That'll be a double for Drew. So the number 3 hole hitters both lead off with doubles. And now the Dodgers are going to get some action. It'll be Hong-Chi Ko, and it will be Ortiz with Drew at second base. Not up there to bunt. He's up there to swing away. 3-6. Grounder to the pitcher, B. The runner is going to be looked back, and they will throw to first for the out. So that's 1 out. Euclid, 4-8 righty. Fly ball to right field, caught by Ethier. And so with the 2nd out, it's going to be Mark Kotze. 1 for 2 so far. They could use another single from him here. 5-6 lefty. Struck him out. That retires the side. So we're going to go to the 7th. It is 1-0. Dodgers, the slimmest of margins. And we'll be right back. Okay, well, Red Sox decided to keep Matsusaka in the game. Going to face Jeff Kent here. Kent, Ethier, and Martin. 3-10, a ballpark single chance for Kent, 1-15. And it's a 16. That's going to be diving catch made by Cora for the out. Andre Ethier. 3-10, ballpark home run. Ethier, he needs a 1 for this to be out of here. 17 will be caught in right field by Drew. And now 2 outs, Russell Martin. 4-2 righty, that's a walk. So with 2 outs, Martin is going to try and get a lead here. He needs a 4 or a 6, and he gets a 3, so no. And so it will be Nomar at the plate with 2 outs and a runner at first. They still have Lopez and Del Carmen up, warming up. 6-7 righty, that's a walk. Back-to-back walks, and now they have a decision to make. Pierre or Lopez. Pierre versus Lopez, or they're going to go with Pierre versus Matsusaka. 2 outs. 6-4 lefty, grounded to third base. It's going to be Lowry. 3-E-12. 3-19. He gets to it. Then the E-12 and a 13. And he makes the play. E-12 and 13. He does make the play. That will retire the side. 5-3 is a scoring 7th inning stretch. A couple of walks, and Dice K gets away with it. Bottom of the 7th, Billingsley will remain in the game, and he will face Jason Varitek as we go to the latter portions of this ball game. 5-8, batting from the left, a strikeout. Wow, the 5-8 and 5-9 have been very friendly to the Dodgers here. Jed Lowry, 1-4, that's a grounder to short. Up with it is Garcia Parra. He throws to first. Now Alex Cora with 2 outs. That's a 5-9, and that is a strikeout. And that will probably be it for Billingsley. He leaves with the lead. Through 7, it is 1-0. And the Red Sox will be going to the bullpen. So it'll be Manny Del Carmen coming in to relieve Matsusaka with Kemp, Loney, and Ramirez coming to the plate here in the 8th inning. Dodgers leading by a sliver, 1-0. The difference, an RBI ground out from Ethier in the 4th inning scored Blake DeWitt. That's where things stand. So Matt Kemp leading off 4-10 against a righty, catcher X. Veritek 1, E1, 1-15 means that will be a foul out unless he errs, and he doesn't. So that'll be caught by Jason Veritek. And now James Loney, 1-2. He is hit by pitch, and now he is potentially injured. He gets up a little shaken up there, and 19. Let's see, James Loney, his at-bats and walks are totaling greater than 600, so the maximum injury is 3 games, and so that's what it will be. But he is going to be out for a majority of this series, and they're going to need a pinch runner for him. They will pinch run with Angel Baroa. And we may have to do a little bit of juggling here, but so Baroa, not much of a stolen base threat, but he will be on base here for Manny Ramirez. Potential wild pitch. Del Carmen doesn't throw wild pitches off of his card rating. 1-3, a ballpark home run. 1-4. Then it's a 9. That'll be caught and left for the second out. And now Blake DeWitt. 2-5. That's a walk. That's going to bring up Jeff Kent. Can he open this game up? Let's see. 2 outs. 1-10. That's a grounder to short. Up with it will be Cora. He throws across to first for the out in time. So no runs, no hits, 2 left on base. And we'll be back with the changes to the Dodger defense in just a moment. So, the change, so Baroa will remain in the game at short. Nomar Garcia-Parra is going to slide over to first base for the injured Loney. And Han Chi-Kuo will come in to try and bridge this over to Broxton. He's going to face top of the order, Jacoby Ellsbury, Dustin Pedroia, J.D. Drew. So Ellsbury against Kuo, 5-5 lefty, that's a strikeout. So 1 out, Dustin Pedroia. 1-8 against the lefty, that's a single. Ko, combined with Martin, pretty good at holding runners. With 1 out, he'll try to go. 6 needs a 5, so no, he will not be able to attempt to steal at second. J.D. Drew at the plate. Lefty-lefty matchup. 6-5 lefty. That is trouble. This is going to potentially score a run. 1-8 would be a triple and would tie the ball game. It'll be 15 single. So first and third with 1 out. Pedroia has no troubles getting to third base, and now they're going to have to play with the infield in here facing David Ortiz. They will play, actually they'll play with the corners in only. They will try to get it out of this with a double play if it's possible. David Ortiz at the plate. 5-4 lefty, catcher X. Could this be a wild pitch? That would be a big problem, as that would score Pedroia if it gets past Russell Martin. A 1 and a 5, that would be a potential passed ball or a pop-up. Let's see, we've got no error for Martin. E2, not an issue. So the question is So this is a roll where the passed ball based on the pitcher's wild pitch rating, which is a 2. So we roll the D20. If it's a 1 or 2, it's a passed ball. Otherwise, it'll be a pop out to Martin, and that would be the second out. So 18, that is going to be caught in fair territory by Russell Martin, and everybody has to retreat. That's 2 outs, and it's going to bring up Kevin Youkilis, and the Dodgers will go to their pen, and we will be right back. So Takashi Saito comes in with runners at first and third and 2 outs, and to face the righty Kevin Youkilis. See if he can get the job done here. With 2 outs, a 5-3 against a righty, fly ball to right field. Tense moments here for Dodger fans. Ethier, a 3 range. He needs it to be above 7 for this to be in his range. And it's a 20. He gets a great roll there. Now it's just a matter of whether it is an error. He is an E2. And that is 9, which is going to be, he makes the catch and the side is retired. No runs, 2 hits. And the D20 has not been friendly to the Red Sox here tonight. Not friendly enough. That single by Drew could have been a triple, but instead was not the case. So the Red Sox will bring in, they're going to bring in, let's see, they'll bring in Hideki Okajima. To pitch the 9th. So, Fenway Park, eerily quiet here as their team just cannot put together a run. If they do it, it'll have to be in the bottom of the 9th. But first, they've got to get through the bottom of the order here for the Dodgers. Ethier to lead off against Okajima. And that'll be a grounder to second base. Pedroia throws to Youkilis for the out. Russell Martin. Whoa. 3-5. That is a walk. He had a bunch of walks last game. Boy, I can't believe that went this far away as it did. Okajima good at holding. Martin will stay put. Nomar Garciaparra, who slid to first base on the injury to Loney. 2-7. It's a grounder. Oh, it's a potential line out. Potential single. 1-3. And it's a 2. So, bad luck there for... Let me see something here. First off, that's my bad. That is going to be a single for Garciaparra. But Russell Martin, I read a 3-5. Now, let me make sure here. We did get Ethier off the left side. That was a 1-6. That's a grounder to second. Russell Martin was a 3-5, and I read walk. I got distracted by the die. 3-5 on the left side is a fly ball to right field. That will be caught. Now, this one here is Garciaparra. 2-7. It's a split, and he gets the 2. So that is going to be a single with 2 outs. It's going to bring up Juan Pierre. And they do have... No, they really don't have any outfielders in reserves. They're going to stick with Pierre here with 2 outs. Garciaparra, I don't think he's a... Well, they're not holding him. But with Okajima, his hold rating is devastating. So, Pierre... 3-7 against a lefty. That's a grounder to short, and that could have been real trouble. That column, that 3 column is stacked for Pierre, but that will be a grounder that is fielded by Cora, and he throws to first for the out. So the Dodgers, with only that 1-run lead, and they're going to have to call on Jonathan Broxton here to get the save to make this a 1-1 series going back to the West Coast. So, here we go. Crunch time. And let's see, who does They have Jason Bay, who could hit for Lowry later on. Because they have Mike Lowell in tow. Mike Lowell could pinch hit. But it'll be Mark Kotsay to lead off here against Broxton. So, can Kotsay be a hero here? 5-5 lefty strikes him out. The closer rating is in effect here. He's a 3, so he's going to be able to get through this 9th inning without having any fatigue. Jason Varitek, you could consider pinch hitting for him. He is a 220 hitter. He has been clutch, and he is able to draw a walk here relatively frequently. Let's see, Varitek, 5-6 from the left side. That's another strikeout for Broxton. The 5 on the white is being very good here for the Dodgers, and it's going to be Jason Bay with 2 outs. Going to come in here, pinch hit for Lowry. Try to extend this game farther, maybe crank one here, we'll see. Jason Bay with 2 outs against Broxton. And the pitch. 4-9 against a righty. That is a strikeout, and this ball game is over. 3 pitchers card rolls. Strikes out the side. Jonathan Broxton closes it down, and your final score here from Fenway Park, 1-0 Dodgers in a pitcher's duel. Not the traditional pitcher's duel you might think of. There were definitely chances for both teams to split this one open, and the Dodgers were the only ones to be able to sneak anything home. And that is going to be your final. 1-1 is the series going out to Dodger Stadium, and we will continue to have more coverage of this series later in the week, but we're going to sign it off for now. So from Boston, the Red Sox fall to the Dodgers by a final score of 1-0. Series tied 1-1. We'll have Game 3 for you in the very near future. Until next time, this is Tenacious Earl, and for Tabletop Earl, and everybody who is a part of Tabletop Baseball Plus, whether you support us or whether you're one of us that are producing videos, we just thank you for being a part of this great effort and being a part of the community that just supports tabletop gaming. And until next time, enjoy your games, and we will see you soon.